Hello, Joshobanto Das sir. Please off your video.
Bikram.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Getting
Hi.
just
Welcome, sir.
okay. I'm there.
Rudra, please start.
Welcome, Professor Bora. Welcome, honorable speakers, ladies and gentlemen. I, Mr. Rudra Das, on behalf of the organizers, extend my heartfelt welcome to all to this international conclave. This Ranjit Guru Memorial Series of International Webinar is an initiative by the Department of History and Political Science, Jawaharlal Nehru College, Cuttack, in a close collaboration with Center for Adivasi Research and Development Studies, Odisha. I feel happy to express that we have successfully concluded the 88th round of panel discussion soon. In today's session, I feel extremely honored to introduce our guest speaker, who are none other than Professor Abhijeet Bora, Dr. Satarupa Sanyal, and Professor Naveen Kumarji. It's a pride privilege to host all of you, sir and ma'am. The broad theme of our international webinar is kept as Initiative Policy Dialogue 2020, COVID-19, and Live Practice Beyond Pandemic. Thank you. Now, I would like to invite the convener of this webinar, Professor Sharat Chandra Pradhan, to initiate his brief welcome address. Over to you, Professor Pradhan.
Thank you, Rudra, inviting me for welcome address. Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable resource persons, Professor Abhijeet Bora, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Tejpur Central University, Dr. Satarupa Sanyal, filmmaker, director, social activist, West Bengal, Professor Naveen Kumar, Department Journalism and Mass Communication, Maharsi Dayananda University, Rohtak, Haryana, distinguished guests, galaxy of teachers from India and abroad, students and members of media. It is my proud privilege to extend heartiest welcome to you all to this international platform to contribute and enlighten the assembly. On topic, Indian films tracing a new trends, scripting, filming, and storytelling, cinema to society, and citation management through Mendeley, respectively. We feel extremely honored by the presence of Professor Bora, Dr. Satarupa Sanyal, and Professor Naveen Kumar as resource persons on this occasion. It is a matter of a great pleasure for all of us that you could find time to be with us in spite of your preoccupation. This shows your interest in academic pursuits. Your presence here this afternoon is a source of inspiration for us and a great moral booster to the entire students and the teachers community. I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to Professor Pallava Chakravarti, Principal Jawaharlal College, Cuttack, and organizing team members Professor Shubham Das, Professor Miss Payal Agrawal, Professor Rudranan Das, and Professor Baidhar Das for their tireless. I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Bikram Kesari Jain of Odisha, who had been effectively guiding and encouraging to conduct of this international webinar. I also take this occasion to extend a warm welcome to the distinguished guests, media personnel, students, and all others for their gracious presence on this occasion. Thank you all. Sharat Pradhan, Head Department of History and Convener.
L. Agarwal for the brief introductions of our guest.
Uh, Thanks a lot, Rudra sir, for giving me the honor to introduce our esteemed guest for today's lecture series. First of all, warm greetings to one and all. After the wonderful morning session, we are now heading towards the afternoon session, and I took the privilege in introducing our guest speakers. Our first guest speaker is Professor Abhijeet Bora, Department of Mass Communication and Journalism, Tejpur University, Assam. To his academic credit, he has several research papers in reputed journals, number of popular articles in dailies, weeklies, and magazines. He has also been invited for several lectures, keynote addresses to a number of institutes. Besides all these, he has prepared full course study material for 5 open and distance learning educational institutions, which even also include the prestigious Indira Gandhi National Open University as well. Sir, thanks a lot for connecting with us. Sir will put his insights on Indian films, tracing a few trends. Our next speaker is a well-known and renowned feminist, Dr. Satarupa Sanyal. She is not limited to one identity, but a versatile genius. She is a filmmaker, poet, actress, and social activist as well. She was also trained in Hindustani classical music and Ravindra Sangeet and performed in All India Radio Tour. During her undergrads, she had started a cultural, literary little magazine, which is still continuing. She had also served as a member of Central Board of Film Certification and as a national jury member for Indian Panorama for several times. Her work brought for her a number of awards and high acclamations. The recent include Indian Panorama selection of a movie directed by her, Anya Apala, in 2015. Ma'am, it's our privilege that you have connected with us. Ma'am will put her insights on scripting, filming, and storytelling, cinema to society. Last but not the least, our guest speaker is Professor Naveen Kumar, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Maharsi Dayananda University, Rohtak, Haryana. To his academic credit, he has published 5 research papers and participated in several seminars and conferences. Besides these, he has directed, supervised, and edited a number of short films, documentaries, social advertisements, and educational programs. Sir, thanks a lot for connecting with us. Sir, your topic as suggested by you is Citation Management through Mendeley. Now, I'd like to make a small and humble request to our guest speakers to please conclude their talk within 30 minutes each so that we can have a healthy and open discussion forum. We welcome our guest speakers and thanks a lot to all for being a part of this webinar. Now, after this brief introduction, I would like to stop here and invite Abhijeet sir to please initiate his talk. Over to Professor Abhijeet.
Well, not in a proper sense. Okay. So we can't blame the industry of technology or industry or medium, but we have to blame the people who are driving it towards a certain roadmap. Okay. In India, since beginning, so far, no possible genres have been left out by the film industry almost to have experimented. Initially, of course, mythological and religious genres were used more. Then came social uh, interest oriented, society oriented genres. If we say Do Aankhein Bada Haath in the earlier days, then Mother India, Awara, Sri 420, etc., etc. It keeps coming till about the 1960s and 70s. Of course, just about 1970s, late 60s and 70s, the commercial genre has got upper hand. Of course, that also is natural, and we need commercial genres also, no doubt. And incidentally, Mother India was also nominated to the Oscars for into 1957 and a foreign language, best foreign language film. Okay. So in the 1970s, even in the print media, the commercial aspect, we have seen that so many widely accepted films have also been made, which have a wider appeal. And then we have the diaspora films made with a target audience in mind of the people of Indian origin settled in foreign countries, right, which are also making good waves. They Mira Nair, Bandit Like Beckham, uh, Bandit Like Beckham, and quite a few others, which I now don't recall exactly. But it means that we are being able to cater to a world audience in through our films. Okay. Now suddenly the COVID-19 blues has come. Because of COVID-19, cinema has been badly affected. Even Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FICCI, which I has referred to about its own its released a report recently, they came out with a report in April this year after the COVID has started. They have said that this is going to affect the industry, and of course, it is affecting the industry of medium of cinema. And most of the cinema films which were lined up, which could be completed just before the COVID period, and even 2 or 3 were completed during the COVID period, have been released in the OTT platform. There was a major concern that if it is released in the OTT platform only, able to see it properly in the comforts of the cinema halls or multiplexes. That is true. Even though cinema halls are being allowed or multiplexes are being allowed to be opened just about a month back, yet the people who used to throng those places are not yet coming out in big numbers because of the psychological fear of getting caught with the disease. Okay, so I believe now onwards, cinema will be mostly released in the OTT platform the next 6 months or so, 1 year or so. Even if the situation comes to normal, I personally believe that it will take about 6 months, at least 6 months or 1 year for the normal course of releasing cinemas into halls or multiplexes. Okay, but even Bonita Gauri Khundekar has also analyzed so that release of cinemas in OTT platform or television may not be a very bad idea, because even otherwise, even when the situation has been was normal, they have been, both of them has been supporting each other. Even though many of the films were released in the cinema house, they were also released to the multiple, I mean, OTT platforms, so that they get more audiences. Because as we know, nowadays the younger generations are getting more used to the OTT platforms as well as the platforms on the digital and internet platforms. That is why there are also a huge number, I mean, huge potential or target audiences waiting to see films or other such materials. Uh, even because of the COVID, is strange, interesting development has come up. Some of the major distributors in Mumbai and other places, they are thinking of they're thinking of starting, and I think in some places they have already started an experiment. They're thinking of starting showing films in open places. For example, say there is a parking space and there'll be a screen in between or in one side, and people will be sitting at their cars or vehicles and seeing the film, uh, sitting in the comfort of their vehicles. That is not a bad idea. In fact, in Assam, many of our tea gardens, uh, earlier I have an experience of seeing film cinema. People used to sit all over the field, and in between there will be a screen, and those days cinema projectors were there. But yet, it was good. Right. I think the same. I mean, it's said that history repeats itself. I think history is repeating itself again. Okay. Uh, so we can say that cinema is such a powerful medium and such a uh, dear medium which is so dear to the people. It has been so intertwined with our life and blood that we'll never be able to stay away from it under any circumstance. So the ISP platforms, the internet service providers, as well as OTT platforms, I mean, this is going to be the big future for cinema in our country. I mean, it is all over the world. The same thing will happen all over the world. And it was going to have happened, but the pandemic or the COVID hastened or speed. I mean, the speed of the transformation has been uh, fastened by the happening COVID-19 happening. Now we come to the question of health communication in films, through film cinema. Uh, Even though many a times cinema has been knowingly or unknowingly helping people in helping the society in uh, communicating health issues or medical issues, the COVID-19 situation has taken the line once again. Recently, I was trying to note down a popular article on cinema and health communication. So I could see that there has been quite a few instances, solid instances, in which our cinema, or I mean world cinema, but today we are talking about Indian cinema. Indian cinema has been actually taking quite a few positive steps in this regard. There was a movie called Dr. Kutnis Ki Amar Kahani. That is, of course, a biopic. I mean, which was also made probably just after independence or just before independence, just after independence, I think. And most probably it was by Dada Saheb Phalke only. I will have to consult again. Now, that was the beginning, and after that, you'll have to pardon me if I don't have the proper sequence of the history. There was a film called Mili has come up, in which Amitabh Bachchan and Jaya Bhaduri was there. The heroine is, I think, shown to be infected with a bad disease, and but at the last line, I mean, the finish end of the movie, a line is written on the screen that don't worry, don't get panicked. This is not a incurable disease. There is cure for this disease, so don't worry. I think that was a good beginning. Then we come to other developments, like in the recent times, we have Padman, Toileted, Prem Gotha, etc. movies. Then Pa was there. All these movies, there are many other examples. Right now, I don't recall exactly. There are many other movies which are making us aware of, they're creating awareness about any specific disease. Say, for example, Tare Zameen Par will be a very good example, because then Tare Zameen Par, because there it is showing what is learning disability, I believe. I forgot the term. All these films. Then Black was one good example. Then there was one movie I don't remember now, where Nana Patekar was there, and I think there was a very uh, prominent film actress a couple who were deaf and dumb, but their sons and daughters were, Naveen Kumar has said dyslexia, learning dyslexia. Uh, I have heard that in that movie, in which I'm talking about Nana Patekar and the other lady, uh, Monisha Koirala. Nana Patekar has, I have heard that Nana Patekar has done his role in such a way in the sign languages that the Japanese people have uh, taken help of him to train their people in this regard. Okay. Then many of you may recall one Hollywood movie called Rain Man. It is about autism. Dustin Hoffman and I think Tom Cruise is there. Were there. I have seen the movie while I was young. Uh, Dustin Hoffman is a autistic person, but he is very good in telling you numbers when somebody is playing gambling in a club. He can tell you the numbers of the card. I mean, there was some that kind of capacity was there with him, and Tom Cruise takes advantage of it. Now, recently, while for my topic health and cinema, I was looking for information. I came across a review of this movie Rain Man in the Guardian of London. The movie, Rain Man was released in 1988. So in 2018, after 30 years, after 3 decades, the Guardian review says that they have taken interview of one very prominent psychologist and autism expert. The person said that uh, the movie Rain Man was so good in depicting as well as creating an awareness about autism that no kind of PR activities, no kind of advertising have been that effective in making people aware of that disease. Fine. So that is the power of films in making people understand about something very specific, and more so in terms of health communication. And in 2011, the movie Contagion was there, released from Hollywood, which many people, I have not seen it, but many people say that it is almost a replica of whatever is happening during the COVID-19 situation. Now, so cinema has a very important aspect, important role and contribution in our life, right from what is it called, our lifestyle to our living beings, our plans, etc. Now, let me speak a few lines about regional cinema in Assam. One thing I have seen is, I mean, there is a phenomenon, I think, that is a phenomenon, I think, happening all over the country in the general film industry also. There is a crowd funding. In fact, the Village Doctors, which I've said, which was the Indian entry to Oscars last year, which was the best film from our country, from Assam. The lady has also done the entire film on crowdfunding. Then there was another film by one debut director, a young director, who has made Emis. Emis was more famous, but before that he made one film called Kotha Nodi, Tale of Rivers. It was based on on 3 stories of one very prominent literature of Assam. And he made this film, Kotha Nodi, the one prior to Amis, in such a way that it's almost seemed to be a thriller kind of story also. And that is why Netflix has also taken it, put it on their platform for quite a few months. And that, I believe, is a big achievement from somebody doing films on crowdfunding as well as being a debut film. So similarly, a lot of such other people are coming up with crowdfunding help, and the good thing is that they are being able to make a niche target audience for their films, and they are making their presence felt, and they are making their mark properly in this world. And that too, we have to think about. We have to also look at the thing that they are competing against such huge competition from Hindi cinema, then South Indian cinema, then Hollywood also, and European cinema. The European cinema is not that much commercially successful yet, like Bollywood, Hollywood. But competing with even with Hollywood or Bollywood itself is quite big. And then again, making a mark and making a mark with your first or second movies is important. There must be quite a few such filmmakers all over the country. So we should also encourage them to a big extent so that they get encouragement in the domain, and we can expect to get good feelings for our taste in future. You see, media is the relationship between media should be very constructive and complementary. Media should be able to inculcate good taste in people, and the people, if they feel that media is going astray, not doing its duty properly, should be able to guide the media that it should toe this line. And again, one thing I would like to say is that film, like any other media, is a very effective, I insist, very effective alternative informal university or an alternative educational source. Because in our country, because of many factors, population, financial, etc., our formal educational institutions have not been able to keep pace with the requirements so far, because of population increase, financial matters, etc. Political issues are also there, no doubt. That is why, on the other hand, we need an alternative, and I believe mass media in general, or even new media also for that matter, is a very effective alternative for educating people and socialization of people. And cinema, particularly because of its audiovisual effect, is a far more powerful educational tool for the people. As I have said, I was spoken about the health communication issues. Cinema can be a very powerful educational tool for all other purposes. Okay, now I would like to conclude here because anyway, I'm not a very good expert in films, but yet whatever I have said was spoken in brief. We should feel that Indian cinema industry is quite healthy, more or less, to a big extent, and of course, we should not judge everything by box office gross collections. Nowadays, since our last 10 years or so, a trend has come that on the first week of release of this movie, it has grossed 200 crores, 100 crores, etc. We call heroes that he's a 100 crore rupees box office collection hero or so. But that, I believe, should not be the sole criteria for looking at the success of a film or any product for that matter. The major criteria should be about what is their contribution to the society as well as the global humankind. Of course, entertainment is necessary, very much. Even for a very serious issue, if you have to take up, entertainment will be necessary. It is desirable that you give entertainment, but it should not be the sole criteria to judge a film. Okay, and we should think about only then we would be able to garner a balance between cross commercialization and social-oriented films in future. I see a positive development in this regard and conclude on an optimistic note that it would serve by properly tackling all the difficulties with the best and with the best of its nature, and all difficulties are temporary, and it will also revive itself and mature itself to suit all coming challenges. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak to you, and thanks also for keeping up with me so far. If there might be any questions, I'd be happy to take it. Dr. Vikram.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. As you said that entertainment should not be the sole criteria to judge. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Cinema is, of course, a powerful medium to create awareness about
Yes.
social issues, but not only social issues, it can be an educational tool too.
Yes. Yes.
Your lecture have actually provided a cumulative ideas on Indian cinema. Thanks a lot again, sir.
Okay. Thank you very
So we
much, sir.
will complete the lectures and then we will have the question answer session.
Okay. Thank you. I'm here.
Okay, so now I'd like to invite our next speaker, Dr. Satarupa Sanyal, to please initiate her talk. Over to Satarupa, ma'am.
Ma'am, please unmute your mic.
Namaskar and good afternoon, everybody. And thank you, Jawaharlal Nehru College, Cuttack, and Professor Bikram, Dr. Bikram, and Payal to organize such a beautiful evening with such a beautiful Shuruat. It's the starting. Uh, Thank you. I was just engulfing each and every word of my previous speaker, Dr. Bora. Each and every word of him was really very valuable and very truth. Uh, for me, you have given me the subject like scripting, filming, and storytelling, cinema to society. Well, see, before starting my this scripting, filming, and storytelling, cinema to society, this subject, let me introduce first. Otherwise, it will be a mess because I am not a speaker and I am not an academic person. And I started my career as a veterinary doctor because I am a diehard animal lover. I love my society. I love my culture, and I love my motherland, and I love the children. All these things actually accumulated in me, and it just thrust me to become a filmmaker. How this journey became started, that will be my subject in by this journey. How I reached, how I learned the scripting, filming, and finally reaching people through films. That will be my thing. Uh, this is true that the film actually reflects the society's economy and the political scenario. It's not the always it is the scenario, but the political identity or the outlook of the maker it reflects. It is true. So the skeleton of a film is the script. Before script, the filmmaker should conceive the idea, maybe this idea from any literature work, from some other people, or from some original subjects, or maybe from his or her own life. Uh, Normally, when I was introduced to the film when I was a small child, and that time the first film which I saw, that was Gupi Gain Bagabain by Satyajit Ray. I was then some 5 or 4 years old girl, and I was mesmerized by this audiovisual thing which they presented in a closed auditorium, and actually the actual word which is true, that I was mesmerized. How all the things are happening, how all the things are going on, and the stories that somebody is telling the story, the people are walking, dancing, singing, delivering dialogues and all. I was completely amused. After that, I introduced to another film, that was Sound of Music. That was a English film, and that was a colored film also. That was the second uh, awe-stricken thing happened to me with the film. Normally, like a Bengali girl from a educated middle class family with progressive mind and all, I had the opportunity to get education, to learn music and classical music and Rabindra Sangeet, and to paint and all. These things were happening. But the thing is that when I was forced to learn music, forced to do the riyaj and all, I was not liking. But that time my father only told me that, see, you will be grateful for your teachers and for your music that you own this. You have something within you. And after long, long years, I realized how truth was this statement. The music and the learnings which I learned from my childhood, from my neighbors, from my nature, from my schools, from my academic sessions, I learned a lot. And still now, I'm learning. Until my death, I'll be learning. And not only I'm a learner, I'm a student of film, I'm a student of life. Because I want to learn everything, every nooks and corners are there in the life, in this world, and all the mysteries of life and the universe. I wanted to know. So when I completed my veterinary education, and you know, it is a 5 years completely strict academic course. I completed that. After that, actually, I was somehow, you know, the people how they are wondered, how the people like jadoo tona, like black magic kind of thing happens to some people, and they are into some subject or some doing. I was like that. I was very much into the films. I was very much interested about films and music, and it's all the things which is related to film making and film things. But that time I didn't know the other side, that is the business, the society, and the very big industrial kind of thing which will actually govern the filmmaking. That time I didn't know. After completion my education as a veterinary doctor, I started writing lyrics for the music, for the songs in Bengali. And some of my lyrics were used by some of the directors in their films. And in 1990, I got a national award as a best lyricist. Even you know, that time also I didn't know that I'm going to become a filmmaker. Somehow I think that everything, whatever we learn, in which path we go, in which corners we meet some people, these are all these are all destinies. Otherwise, I would have become an officer in some other offices and doing the social jobs. But somehow I was just drove. I was driven out from all the peaceful things to the adventurous life of a filmmaker. Actually, you know, I think everybody has their own stories. Everybody. But everybody is not interested to tell their stories. But some people who are interested to tell their stories to the society, to their close ones, even maybe to the audiences, they write. They write stories, they write poems, they write songs, lyrics, and of course, they write scripts. But before doing the scripts, the idea which comes to their minds, that is a very important thing. I felt that scripting thing, this should be actually learned. It doesn't come very spontaneously. There are some technical things, and of course, there are some points which the culmination of the emotion and the logics, everything should be there, so that when the film should be made, if the skeleton is not a very strong one, this film will be weaker. So this is very important. When I started writing things, I didn't know that these are going to be the scripts. I started scratching from some novels, from some short stories of famous authors. And you know, in my language, that is Bengali, the literature is very rich. And since last more than 100 years. More than 100 years, we are very, and we can tell you it is maybe the one of the rich literature um, store of the whole world. So I, like me, many of the film students who didn't have their academics, but they wanted to do something, they wanted to contribute in films, and they wanted to uh, be the part of filmmaking. They, like me, they do the scratching, they do the rough writing, and doing so many attempts to write a script, to develop a script from this side, from that side. Like, what if I take Vibhushan Bandyopadhyay, and Prof. Machali may be a very famous to all the mass communication and this film students, this masterpiece of Satyajit Ray. And this was also a masterpiece from Vibhushan Bandyopadhyay from a literature side. So, but if you think this Pathir Pachali is to be scripted, every time it will be scripted like Satyajit Ray. No. If I do, it will be different. If X does, that will be different. And anybody does, everything should be different. It happens. So scripting is that much important. And it pours that much of colors and spices and salts from the person who is actually delivering, who is contributing, from where he or she is coming, the social strata, their economic and social standard, and the education, the culture, whatever she or he has. These things, I think, it happens and it is there. So, I had a turmoil in my life in 97. Before that, I got the national award, and I was with the film things, and I used to act, I used to write lyrics, and I used to little contribution. I used to do the contribution to the scripts and all, but I didn't get that. I didn't have that courage that I should direct one film, because directing a film, some 60 people are walking behind the camera, in front of the camera, maybe sometimes one person, one actor, or maybe thousands of actors are working. So if I go and if I start direction, who will obey by my orders? It was a doubt. But in 1997, it happened to my life. And what I was telling in my beginning, that maybe these are all destiny. I was destined to have those, to pass through those fire and agony, to pass through those sad days, those days of struggle. And that time, I had two options. Either I'll have to choose my academic career, that is my veterinary and animal husbandry line, or film. The thing is that, friends, I was a man or woman. I used to think films, I used to dream films, I used to eat films, I used to sleep in films. Film was like everything. I used to breathe in films. It was like that. Uh, there was also a beginning when I did not even touch to any film industry or film personality. I used to watch a lot of films when I was in 11th, 12th standard. Thanks to my father's position in Indo-Soviet Cultural Society, he was the general secretary. He used to organize many film shows and cultural programs. There, I was the regular visitor. And there, I first visited, I saw the films like Battleship Potemkin, then the Kurosawa's films, then the Bicycle Thief, and then all the old classics, which I got the chance to watch all these films. which normally nowadays you people can internet, and there is only the chances to watch the classics only in theaters if you get a chance. So I got the chances and several chances. So I watched many international films and also the classics of all Satyajit Ray's all films I saw. I saw Satyajit Ray's films. At that time, Satyajit was active. Mrinal Sen was active. I saw all Mrinal Sen's films there also. In Gorki Sadhan that time, they used to uh, organize the shows every day, almost every day. So anyway, this was the beginning that I liked watching films, and the films actually I started thinking that I am a person of film, but I didn't know in which part actually I am with the films. But in 1997, when I started anew, afresh, then this thing came to my in front of my life that I'll have to choose either veterinary or film. And for your information, I'll tell you, I had two children that time. Now these two, both the daughters are well grown up, and both of them, they are also in films, and both of them are actors, and one of them also writes scripts and produces. Anyway, the thing is that how film actually engulfed me. Film मुझको खा लिया. So I thought that I'll choose filmmaking. But you know, filmmaking, it is not that I'll just say that I'll make a film and anybody will come and give me some money, then I can go for making a film. What I did, I started to search for some opportunities so that I can express myself. I can tell my stories. I can do some audiovisual things. So my first experience was very bad. I met one person through one of my friend who was in films division. That time the only Doordarshan was very active. At that time the Doordarshan serials were very, popular. So we took a story of a very well-known police officer's story, and there I found something that can be done by me. And we approached one producer, and he told that I am not interested to give any job to any woman film director. Then my friend asked why. Is there any problem with this womanhood? Then this man, I was also present there, but still this man, he told that no, the women, the females, the ladies, they have their so many baggages, like they will even I'll put that much of money, but they will say that, oh, I have my family, my daughter or my son is sick today, they have their own education, they have their examination, my husband will do this, that, and all these things. So the baggages are there with the ladies, so that's why I'm not interested. Friends, this was the first thrust to me that I felt this film making, people, normal people, they used to, that time they used to think that that is a male person's job, it's not a female's. Although that time I already got a national award as a lyricist, that means I had some value of my pen, but that time it was not adored. So I became, I made up my mind, I will do films, I will write scripts, and I will direct film. So the opportunity came finally. Finally, of course, this opportunity came from a lady. She is an actor, and of course, she's a politician nowadays. She gave me that. She showed me the road that you can go and you can approach this thing, and by this time you prepare your script. This was, friends, my own story, my own script. I wanted to tell my story to the society, and the lessons which I got in my life, I wanted to tell you to my friends. And my friends means my society. So I wrote the script from my own story. The story already it was published in a very popular women's magazine. The story's name was Ananya. From Ananya, I made the script of Anu. And in Anu, if somebody have seen my film, you may notice that there is so much of dialogues, so much of dialogues. You know, that time what was there in my mind, I was thinking that if I don't get a second chance to make a film, to write a script, what shall I do? I want to give all the pains, all the words which are there, which are bubbling in my mind. I want to push everything. I want to put everything, but in a decent manner. It's not that these are all statements, but the statements are there. Today, after 20 years of Anu, if I make another Anu, I know that much of dialogues will not be there. That much of words will not be there. Sometimes I found that the using of cinematic language, other than using the much words, much dialogues, that is much more important. And somebody may tell that these are the loopholes, or these are the weakness of your film or of your script, they may tell. But filmmaking is somehow, or scripting or doing writing, my subjects is my, not only my bread and butter, this is my soul. These are the sound of my soul. This is the cry of my soul. That's why if the academics find that this script is not up to the mark, maybe that there are much dialogues, I found that these dialogues should be there. Otherwise, who will tell my story? I am there to tell my story. Everybody wants to do that. But thing is that the what I didn't know, there is another big thing, that is the industry. Whether industry is ready to watch your film, to distribute your film, to take your film, to hear your stories, to listen to your words. That is another thing which I didn't know. Actually, I didn't know, that is not true. I knew, but thing is that I didn't realize. When I jumped into the water for swim, then I found how depth the water was. And then I found it is not that the industry is very hostile, but thing is that every time industry first will count how much money the film will get from the market. So this is a very important criteria or point to make a film. Otherwise, the independent films which I used to watch in 70s, 70, 71 till 80, 85, I watched the films. Those the films of Shyam Benegal, the Gautam Ghosh, Apona Sen, Raja Mitro, Gobind Nihalani. This trend was there. The scripting was and the filming was in such a way. Those were the, of course, entertainment was there, but there was some pains, some very truth, and some very raw things which normally people get afraid to say. All these things were there. They used to take, even at the time, Satyajit Ray also made Sadgati, which is completely different from his other stories, other films. So sometimes the time comes and time says what to deliver, what to have. And of course, the literatures and the people who write short stories, novels and all, some people, they go with the stream and they are very popular. But some people, they go on writing the actual truths of the reflections of the story, of the society, what is actually going on. Like, see, in 2020, that we are at the fag end of 2020, you know. but more than 10 months, somebody has just taken out of our life. 10 months in our life. This COVID situation that has taught us in this situation also how to survive, how to deliver, how to deliver our thoughts in some very new manner, like today's seminar also. Like this OTT platform, now it has become that much of popular. And cinema, what will be cinema's fate, we don't know. I am very much hopeful about the cinema's fate. Someday again we will sit in the big auditorium and in a big screen, and big these speakers will tell the, the stories, will show the stories, and all the maybe the films and whatever. I am very much hopeful that the future of film is very nice and very good, very bright. But now, what is actually we are seeing this OTT platform. OTT platform, it is not an independent thing. It is actually under the grip of the big houses. So whatever they are showing, we are seeing. If they show only some violence, if they show only some concocted or cooked up stories, if the stories are not from our life, we will have to watch, because there is no other alternative. But alternatives are also there. Normally, the filmmaking has become somehow easier for the students and the young people. They are taking their mobile phone, they are doing some films, and they are writing down, and they are preparing something, and they are presenting it to the uh, audiences. I don't know whether people should say whether this is film or not. I consider them as films. And these are some kind of independent film, and maybe this is another kind of movement, you can say, when the main brain or main thing, they are dictating the terms, that what film you will see, what film you will not see. If these things are there, we abide by all these things for a long years. What censor board used to pass, we could see only those films. But for YouTube and the other channels, this is free. So anybody can anybody can make anything, and anybody can share it with us. So anybody can share their own stories to the audience. This kind of freedom is there, but last week I have heard that there will be again some censorship. Uh, if it is there, but the people should take their own ways to express their agony, express their anger, express their hopes also through films. But thing is that where I started, the everybody wants to tell their stories. Everybody. But only the filmmaker knows which story he or she wants to make in films. In films. Not in a literature form, not in a song, not in a ballad form, but in a film. And film involves crores of rupees. If he or she involves that much of rupees just to fulfill her dream or his dream, is it feasible? Is it marketable? Is it sellable? That is a big question. So every time we, the filmmakers, we put a pre-censor board here in our mind, which actually tell us, don't tell this, your film will not be released. Don't do that, your scripting or your dialogue will be chopped off. So these all things we face, we go through, I go through, and for last 20 years, I am learning every day. By this time, what happened, when I started, I used to do the films I used to shoot the films in celluloid in 35 millimeter, and it was a really, really fun, friends. But nowadays it has become completely digital, and even the higher charge of a camera has become more. For one day, a camera to do for a shooting, it charges from 25,000 to 30,000. Then you just imagine, if you do a film for whose schedule will be for 20 days, say, how much you'll have to pay just for the camera. So nowadays, actually, people thought, when the celluloid was removed from film industry and the digital came, people thought that it will be easier and it will be cheaper to make a film. See, filmmaking is not only bread and butter. I already told you, this is our soul, this is our breath, this is how we actually live. If you take out film from me, I'll die at once. I can't survive. And somehow, film is a belief. So let us hope that this scripting and taking the subjects, dealing with the subjects, doing the literature thing. See, this is my life. Anyway, so let us hope for the freedom of a filmmaker and a scriptwriter, which will actually let us take us to a better land. And that is, again, a Filmistan. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, ma'am, for actually taking out some time from your precious busy schedule. It was really fantastic listening from you. Your rich experience, which you had shared with us, will serve as a new learning stage for all of us. And thanks a lot for an overall briefing on the same topic. Thanks a lot again, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Professor Naveen Kumar to please initiate his talk. Over to Naveen, sir.
Thank you very much. First of all, before coming to my topic, I would like to thank Dr. Bikram Kishori Jina, Director, Card Odisha, Principal, Jawaharlal Nehru College, Professor Pallab Chakraborty, Professor Sarat Chandra Pradhan, Head Department of History, Dr. Sushma Das, Head Department of Political Science, to give me an opportunity to speak on this topic, citation management through Mendeley. And not only for giving this opportunity, it is I'm thankful to you to giving me this opportunity to share this online platform with one of the finest media educator in the country, Professor Bora, and the finest female director, Dr. Satarupa Sanyal. Both the speakers have given their, they told us about the cinema with their experiences. Although my topic is not directly related to the cinema, but it is directly related to the scholars, those who want to research in cinema or any other. Let me share the screen first, which I am going to present in front of you. My topic for the talk is citation management through Mendeley desktop. What Mendeley desktop is, actually Mendeley desktop is the offline version of Mendeley web. It is a reference management system, or you can say that it is a reference manager, which helps you to manage your citations in a research paper or in your thesis. If you don't do that, you may face some kind of problems, which is, which may give you a problem in the future. So what actually citation is? Citing of the sources from which we borrow facts or ideas and put into our context. In simple words, if I say, citation is the giving the credits to the sources from where you have taken some facts and ideas for your research. For example, Professor Bora has.
Please make your mic close, little close. Your voice is very slow.
Okay. I think now it is okay.
Okay, sir.
I was saying that if you are doing some research on a particular topic and you borrow some facts or ideas from a source and you do not give credit to that particular source, it is injustice. And this is the moral responsibility of the researcher who is borrowing the facts or ideas from a source, but he is not giving this credit to that particular source. For example, Professor Bora has done a remarkable jobs in research in radio, or Dr. Sanyal has written something in for cinema, and I am using their ideas or facts in my research, but I am not giving them the credits for this to them also. So I need to give these citations in my research. Moreover, your research will be of a good, that will be a good effort from your side if you are giving the credit to that particular authors. The citing of the source, this definition I have taken from this book. I have cited this book in my Discord, Academic Writing, a Guide for Management Students and Researchers. So these are the citations which we use to give in our research. Now, what happens if you don't, cite that particular paper or research work or idea in your book? It simply means that if you are not giving the proper citation, it means that you are following the rule that Ram Nam Japna and Paraya Malapna. If you don't giving the citation to that particular source, you will be guilty of plagiarism, which is a serious offense in the academic world that can lead to penalties that include disqualifications and dismissals, whether you are a student or you are a professor. The second thing is that if you are not giving the proper citation in your research work, you may lose your credibility. As a writer, you can lose your credibility. It helps the reader accept your other observations more easily, because it shows that you are aware of recent scholarly work in the field and that you are not reinventing the wheels. The third advantage is that this advantage goes to your readers. If you are accurately acknowledging the source in your research paper or in your thesis, it makes it possible for the readers them to go to the original source and study the issue in depth if they wish to. So this is the benefit for the readers. Your statement excites them enough to want to delve deeper into that topic. So this is the benefit of giving citations in your research works. How it begins. Now we will talk about the Mendeley desktop in detail, that how you can cite your papers, cite the other sources in your paper that may lead to, it will make your paper more important than if you are not using citation and simply giving your opinions on some topic. It will not help, or even the journals will not accept these kind of research papers if you are submitting your research without giving the proper citation to the sources. So how to begin? What you have to do first is you have to register yourself on mendeley.com. This is a website, www.mendeley.com. This is the link to download that Mendeley desktop reference manager. First, you have to register yourself. It is free of cost software to use to manage your references, to cite the other sources. The second step is to download the Mendeley desktop. Once you have downloaded the Mendeley desktop, you will see this kind of screen on your computer screen. Actually, right now it is two windows. The first one is Welcome to Mendeley and the Mendeley desktop. When you first time open your Mendeley desktop, you will see two tabs here. This is first one is Reference Manager. It means it is installed. As you can see in green tab, there is a check button. It means on my PC, this desktop, Mendeley desktop is already installed. And the second one, the citation plugin for Microsoft Word. In Microsoft Word, the citation plugin don't come with Microsoft Word, but when you install Mendeley desktop, it will automatically install this plugin. So that is why it is showing here that it is installed. If somehow it is not installed, it will ask you to install that Microsoft plugin. Then you have to install it. After installing it, you will see these kind of insert citation tab in a menu bar in your Word. And after that, you have to close it. Once you close it, you will see this kind of layout on the Mendeley desktop screen. There are many things you can do with this software. The first one is like this add button. You can add research papers while you are researching on some topic and you are doing review literature. You go for secondary data, and you with many sources you have downloaded some research papers which you are reviewing, and you are adopting their ideas and facts from these research papers. Then you have to first add this one, add those paper too. You can see a list of authors here. These are the research papers which I have downloaded from different sources, and when I click on that, it will reflect here. This is just a screenshot. Now I will take you to the Mendeley desktop with a practical exposure to this Mendeley desktop software. Now, how it works. In a few minutes, we will learn that how to add the files from the PC, searching the required paper, finding literature from Mendeley desktop, syncing the documents, and website references, Mendeley web importer. So let's have a complete demo on that. First, let me unshare this. Just hold on. Give me a second. Is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the
Yes, sir,
this is
it is
the
visible.
okay.
Yes,
This is
sir.
the
Yes, sir, visible.
okay, thank you. This is the first screen when you get into Mendeley desktop software, which I just show you as a screenshot in my presentation. So this is the reference manager. It is already installed, and citation plugin for Microsoft Word. It is already installed in my Word. Now I will choose close. So it will ask you some kind of these kind of things. It will show you. Okay, right. So here is the left side. You click on the add button. So whenever, when you are researching or reviewing something, what you do, you create a folder, and for that particular topic you are researching on, you select some data, or you collect some data from other sources, from internet, from different websites. Suppose I have downloaded these papers, these books from different sources. This is a soft copy installed on your PC, and the moment I click open, it will add all these papers or soft copies of files, whichever I have in my PC, which I want to use in my research paper. So it will reflect here. You can do filter by author and all this. That will reflect in this left-hand corner side. So for example, Alberg, Toril, Afgahi, Ismail. So these are the research. But when I click on that, it will show you only one research paper, right? Now, from here you edit, and this is the sync button. When you add these research papers in Mendeley desktop, and you press the sync button, it will automatically sync your all the data which you just import in the Mendeley desktop. It will go to the cloud where you have registered yourself before downloading the Mendeley desktop software. Now, how it works? ये काम करता कैसे है? Okay. So first I have to open the Word file. I think the Word file is not visible to you all.
No, sir. No Word file is.
Okay. Just wait. Now let me share the entire screen now. The entire screen. Okay. Now I think the entire screen is visible to you all. You are presenting. Just hold on. Now it is visible to you all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This
Now
Word
it's
file.
visible. Yes, sir. It's the Word file.
Okay. Those who have Microsoft, those who are using Microsoft Word, if you go to references, you will not see this tab here, insert citation. Okay. So this is a sample paragraph I have taken from one of my research paper I'm working on. Okay. So this is the idea. This is the line which I have taken from the other source. India commenced in 1959 after the first broadcast of India was on air as an educational project. In 1959, I was not born. How do I know that the Doordarshan or television started in 1959? Obviously, I got to know this from other sources, right? So now I have to give citation to that particular author from where I have taken this idea. Obviously, it is in my words. Not if I'm using the exact wording of that particular author, I will be guilty of plagiarism, as I earlier told you. So now I will take the cursor here, go to insert citation. And when I click insert citation, you will see this pop-up, this pop-up window will appear. If you want to search by author, then you can write here, or otherwise you go to Mendeley. The moment you go to Mendeley, you see there is a cite button. Okay, I'm showing it again. I think I lost my Mendeley desktop. Wait. Okay. This is the first screen of the Mendeley desktop. As you can see, there is a sync button and help. There is no cite button. Actually, this Mendeley desktop is already integrated with the Word. If you want to cite from using Mendeley, first you have to go to your Word file. Then there is a way to go to Mendeley desktop to cite something. Just hold on, click. This is insert citation, go to Mendeley. Now you can see cite and cancel. There are two tabs here, cite and cancel. Now, I know that these particular words are said in a book by Arvind Singhal and Robert. Okay, now I am typing their name. Singhal. It is India's communication revolution from bullock carts to cyber marts. This is a Word file which I have already created in my PC. So because the proper citation was not available on the internet, so I make a Word file. So I click on. The moment I click on this India's communication revolution, it will appear. All the details will come here into the right side of the Mendeley desktop. This is the title. It says that it is a book, year 2001, 56. Okay, these are all the details. Now, the moment I press Cite tab, now you can see here. It was formatting earlier. You must be knowing that there are several kind of journals, those who ask research papers to submit to, and there are many references styles, thousands of references styles. But when you are submitting your research paper to some journal, they will ask you to give your reference in particular format. Like there is APA style, American Psychology Association 7th edition, American Political Science. So these are the references styles. Before submitting your paper, you have to see the guidelines of that particular journal, that in which format they want their references. So for the time being, I have selected this APA style. Right now, I have cited this line that I have taken this idea that the journey of television in India commenced in 1959. This author has talked about this idea. So I borrowed this idea and I am citing him. And again, and on an experimental basis with the backing of broadcasting equipment by Philips India Company. ये तो बहुत ही गहरी बात है जो मैं अभी इसमें मैंने लिखी है, ये किसी ऑथर से ली है. यहाँ पर भी मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? I have to give the credit to that source from where I have borrowed this idea. And a funding of $20,000 by UNESCO. Now again, you have to go to insert citations, go to Mendeley. Okay. Now, as I know that these words are said by J. Kumar in his book Mass Communication in India. So there it is. Select this one, press cite. What if the same thing has been said by several authors? What you are going to do? Again, the same process. Suppose insert a citation again. That it will take you to the Mendeley desktop. What happened? I'm sorry. Go to Mendeley. Suppose the same thing has been said by, for instance, you can say Adnan Almani. Suppose he has also said about this. Oh, it's not available. Why? Right. Almani Adnan. So this is the research paper, International and Foreign Affairs on Network Television News. Suppose this is the research paper and the same thing has been said by Adnan Almani, right? Or in original, he has not said this kind of things, but I'm to save our time, I'm just using this one. Select it, press the cite button. Almani 1970. Suppose there are two more scholars who have said the same thing. Again, you can select this one. So, for instance, take anyone and then cite. But it is right now it is incomplete. So you have to merge all these statements, these citations. You select this and go to the merge citations. The tab which was earlier insert citations, when I select all these citation formats, and it will it will appear as merge citation. The moment I click on this merge citation, now you see, okay, Elmani 1970, 2000. So this is the reference style of APA when 2 or 3 authors have said these kind of things. Similarly, then you can use this. The other one, the television broadcasting in India began in temporary studio. Suppose this is said by some other author. Again, go to insert citations, go to Mendeley, take that particular author who has said this one. Suppose Dr. Sayyid Amjad Ahmed, he has said this one. I'm just I'm taking an example that. Suppose he has said this one. Oh, Almani again. The first clear it. Of the and again I click on cite. So there is a problem, I think. Almani again and again it is giving Almani. So this is how we select something, and then we, okay, this one. The date is not available, raw and D, no date, okay, right? So enjoy the monopoly, and again I am saying that till 90s, did he enjoy the monopoly over television market in India? Okay. But this domination broke after the implementation of new economic reforms in 1991. So this is the statements this is the statement which I borrowed from other source. I need to give reference to that particular author. So it will increase my credibility while using their references in my research work. Say. Trends in prime time news studies. Suppose this is the author who has said this one. Right. Citation. Go to Mendeley and in economics, and then cite. Select. Now you have completed this was just an example. Now you have completed all the references. You have used references, and you have cited all the facts properly in your research. And after the completion of your paper or research work, whatever you are doing, just write references and insert bibliography. You can see here, insert bibliography, and the style is American APA style, jisko hum bol rahe hain. So this is the style, and the moment I click insert bibliography, you see, automatically Mendeley desktop will create the citations. Suppose you have hundreds of citation in your research work. I have seen many scholars doing a thing. They first write their chapters, no citation in these chapters, and in the end, in the references, what they do, they type the keywords of their research on Google, and when they get the topics, they use just copy and paste the references and paste in the references page. It becomes their references. Whether they are nothing to do with their paper, and there is no relation between these references which they give. So we should not give, we should not do things like that. So proper citation should be there. So this is the one part which you can do in Mendeley desktop. What other you can do? Here is literature search. Now, suppose if you are talking about, say, community radio. You are searching on community radio, or you want to search literature on cinema studies. You just type here. You will get a lot of list of those who are using community radio words in their research paper and all that. And if you want to give reference to these particular papers, just click on that. And here you can see in the right side, this is view research catalog entry for this paper. Now, iski entry kaise hui hai? How this it has been entered in the Mendeley desktop? If some other author, who is using Mendeley desktop or who has an account on Mendeley web, that will show you that particular entry on the Mendeley web. When you click on that, it will take you, accept all cookies. It will take you that particular Mendeley web page. So there is the citation styles. This is APA styles. Brown P 2004, who is the community. This is the title of that particular research. Brown University का ये paper है. आप इसको use कर सकते हो, right? So this is the one thing. What if as we have one resource person, Dr. Sanyal. Suppose if he has given interview after, winning the best, winning the national award, and in her interview, she is talking about the women empowerment, and now the idea which she expressed in her interview, you want to use that idea in your research. What you are going to do? Here you can see there is in the right side corner, there is a Mendeley web importer. Let me show you. Mendeley web importer. This is an extension. If you install this extension and you allow these extensions to add into your Chrome, it will reflect like this. With your permission, Dr. Sanyal, if I film directors interview. Satarupa Sanyal, film director. Now she is giving an interview on and this interview is available on YouTube, and you want to cite this video, this web reference to your research paper. What you are going to do is just click on that web importer. If you are not logged into Mendeley web, it will ask you to log in. So first let me sign into. Okay. Actually, I have signed Mendeley desktop with another account, and he is asking for other. Okay. So when you sign in, you will see Satarupa Sanyal, film director. So this is the citation which that web importer is suggesting you to add into your library. The Satarupa Sanyal, film director, Hyderabad Bengali Film Festival 2016, Highbeats YouTube. So this is the accessed on 2020, 11/20. So this is the reference created by the web importer, right? You click on that and add to Mendeley. Now it is adding to Mendeley reference. When you see this checkbox, it means it is added to your Mendeley desktop. In the same way, what you have to do is and again sync it. Again, I am saying that I am using this different account, so that Satarupa Sanyal's interview is uploaded on the different account. So the procedure is the same. You will see that when you sync, you will see that particular interview will reflect in this box. You just click on that particular box and put wherever you want in your research paper. So like this will reflect in your research paper. It means that you are giving credit to the sources you have author, and you are have researched a lot for your topic, and by using this one you are not only giving the credit to the main source, and you are also contributing to the academic research. So to giving more valuable things to the society, and you need to cite the proper sources. If you are not citing, it means that I'm saying that you are a culprit, and you are guilty of plagiarism. Again, you are following that Ram Nam Japman plague Parayamal Apna. So when you are guilty of plagiarism, as I earlier told, that you may face many difficulties. As a student or as a professor, you may be disqualified from your services. A lot of cases has been registered 2 or 3 years back, when people are using others' material by saying that this is their own, okay, and they are not citing them properly. So if you have the guts to face the music, then you can do it. This is my request would be, when you are you are adopting some idea, or you are adopting some facts from other source, you have to give credit to them. There is no harm giving credit to the original sources. It will enhance your credibility. It will give you a new name in the academic research, that this person is doing good in academics. So I am done with my today's topic. So this is the Mendeley desktop. It is a very small kind of things you can use, and you can use in your research work by proper citation. If you are not properly citing the sources, the journals are not going to accept your research paper or your research. And if you are submitting your research, which is PhD thesis or MPhil thesis, when you go to Turnitin, it will say that 80%, 90% of your data is plagiarized. It means that you have not cited, or you have not given references to the authors. Okay, so there you lose your credibility. So thank you very much once again for giving me this opportunity. I have taken more than 30 minutes. So sorry for that. Thank you. Thank you very much, one and all. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. It is really something new, and this will help the participants who are keen to write research papers. Assembling reference is always a tedious work for everyone, and this particular software, Mendeley desktop, will be an excellent alternative. Thanks for this new information. Thanks a lot again. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Shubham Das to please carry forward the session. Over to Shubham, sir.
Good evening to all. It's my pride, privilege to go for a formal vote of thanks for this session. First of all, I would like to thank esteemed speaker, Professor Abhijeet Bora, Dr. Satarupa Sanyal, and Professor Naveen Kumar for enlightening us in this evening through their insights on various topics. I extend my hearty thanks to Dr. Bikram Kesari Jana, Director of CAD, Odisha, and Chinmay Saab, Executive Director of CAD, for their friendly cooperation to organize this webinar. I would like to express my profound gratitude to our principal, Professor Pallab Chakravarti, for his cooperation in organizing this series of webinars. I would also like to thank convener Mr. Saraj Chandra Pradhan, coordinator Rudrnaran Das, co-coordinator Ms. Payal Agrawal and Vaidar Das, for their tremendous support and guidance to organize this webinar. Finally, I am happy to express vote of thanks to all those participants, including academicians, students, civil society members, media persons, who have made this webinar such a grand success by sparing their valuable time with us. The meeting is concluded. Thank you all.